Good morning, dear students, and welcome to today's session. Today we are going to continue with our discussion of The Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 5. In the last class, we discussed till that particular part where Lorenzo makes his entry on the stage and he comments that he will shortly grow jealous of Lancelot if Lancelot gets his wife Jessica into corners where they can whisper together. Now it is in response to this, Jessica informs Lorenzo that there is no need for Lorenzo to fear any such thing happening because Lancelot and Jessica have quarreled with each other. And the reason of their quarrel, the cause of their quarrel, is that Lancelot very plainly tells Jessica that there is no mercy for Jessica in heaven because she is the daughter of a Jew. Moreover, he also says that Lorenzo is not a good member of the Commonwealth or Christian community because he has converted a Jew into a Christian, and by doing that he is only helping in raising the price of pork. Now it is at this particular moment that Lorenzo tells Lancelot, "Go in Syra, bid them prepare for dinner." Now this particular part, it emphasizes or focuses on the wit of Lancelot in punning with the meaning of words. Lancelot is so clever, so witty, that he can make use of any occasion to exercise his wit. Now when Lorenzo orders Lancelot to go inside the palace and bid them prepare for dinner, means ask the servants to prepare for dinner. Actually, Lorenzo meant to say that Lancelot should go inside and inform the servants to lay the table so that Lorenzo and Jessica could have their dinner. But instead of saying that, what does Lorenzo say? He makes a slight mistake here. He says, bid them for dinner. Ask them for dinner. Then Lancelot says, that is already done. Sir, they have all stomach. That is already done. No need of informing them. They all are hungry and eagerly waiting for the dinner time. And you see, the command of Lorenzo is completely twisted by Lancelot. Lorenzo wanted to ask the servants to lay the table so that they could have the dinner. But Lancelot says that there is no need of saying it. They have all stomachs. They are ready for the dinner. Then Lorenzo, goodly Lord, what a wit snapper are you. Okay. He says what? He is really surprised at the wit of Lancelot. And he expresses his surprise by saying, what a comedian. A wit snapper means a comedian. He says, Lancelot is what a comedian, that he seizes every opportunity to make a witty remark. And then Lorenzo changes his order. He says, then bid them prepare dinner. Ask them to prepare dinner. Then Lancelot, that is done, sir. Only cover is the word. Okay. So ask them to prepare dinner. Okay. When he says that ask them to prepare the dinner, he says that is done. Prepare means dinner is already ready. It's prepared. It's made. The right word to be used at this moment, in fact, Lancelot only reminds Lorenzo that only cover is the word. Now cover is the word means Lorenzo ought to say to cover the table. Now cover also has two meanings. One is to place the dishes on the table or to lay the table, and the other one is to cover your head, wear a hat. When Lancelot reminds Lorenzo that cover is the word to be uttered now or to be said now, then Lorenzo says, then okay, will you cover then, sir? Means, will you go and ask them to cover the table? That is what Lorenzo meant to say. And then Lancelot again takes this opportunity and punts on the word cover. He says, not so, sir, neither, I know my duty. He says, no, he cannot cover. Why? Because he knows his duty. So Lancelot interprets it in the sense of putting on his hat. He says that I cannot put on my hat. He completely changes the context of the sentence. Why? Because he knows his position, his status. And during Elizabethan days, it was a custom that the inferiors or the people who held inferior position or post, they used to stand bareheaded in the presence of their superiors. And Lancelot is inferior in post than compared to Lorenzo. So therefore he says that he cannot cover his head with a hat. Then Lorenzo, yet more quarrelling with occasion. Wilt thou sow the whole wealth of thy wit in an instant? Lorenzo is now a little frustrated. And he says, still he is disputing. He is quarreling with the occasion. He is making use of the words to suit his own purpose. And he inquires of Lancelot that is Lancelot going to show the whole wealth of his wit in just one day? And he prays Lancelot that Lancelot must understand a plain man in his plain terms, in his plain language. He says, try to understand a simple man in his simple words. And he now instructs Lancelot in detail. He says, go to thy fellows, bid them cover the table, serve in the meat, and we will come into dinner. He says, go to the other servants, ask them to lay the table, to serve the meat, and we will come for dinner. That is, Jessica and Lorenzo will join for dinner. Still Lancelot continues to pun with the words, and he changes the word served and covered. Okay. So here Lorenzo had said to serve the meat, cover the table, and Lancelot says for the table. As far as the food is concerned, it shall be served in, because table also means food. So he says, as far as the food is concerned, it will be served in. For the meat, it shall be covered. So he changes the word. Meat was to be served, table was to be covered. He says that the table will be served. He also means right only. He says table will be served in and the meat will be covered. Means as far as the food is concerned, it will be served and the meat will be covered. Why? So that it remains warm. It will be covered with a lid so that it remains warm. And as far as Lorenzo and Jessica coming to dinner is concerned, then let it be governed by their whims and fancies. So they can join for dinner whenever they please. Then Lorenzo is even more astonished at the wit of Lancelot, and he really exclaims. He says, "Oh dear discretion, how his words are suited." Okay, he says that what a nice distinction, what subtle discrimination among the words. And he really praises that Lancelot has a wonderful capacity to distinguish words from one another, and his words are very well suited. He is able to he has the ability to distinguish between the meanings of word to fit them for his own purpose, to amuse himself and to amuse others. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words. So Lancelot is a fool, but being a fool in Elizabethan time required a lot of wisdom. He was very witty. And like all other fools, Lancelot has also collected in his memory a lot of good words. And Lorenzo says that he knows many fools who occupy a better place in the society, who occupy a better position in the society. Perhaps they are the professional fools only because of the reason that they are garnished like Lancelot. They are garnished like Lancelot means they are provided with rich vocabulary like Lancelot. They have a good stock of words, because Lancelot and the other professional fools, for a tricksy word, defy the matter. For a tricksy word means a word which enables them for a trick to be played, they completely defy the matter. They avoid the real meaning and confuse the people. And after Lancelot's departure, Lorenzo inquires of Jessica that whether she is enjoying her stay in Belmont or not, and he also inquires of Jessica that what is her opinion about Portia, Lord Bassanio's wife. Now, it is worth noticing that how Jessica describes Portia, because when a woman describes another woman in good terms, it is indeed credible and it should be believed. So Jessica says, past all expressing. So Portia is beyond all expression. In fact, she is not able to find appropriate words to express how good Portia truly is. And since Portia is a very good and a virtuous lady, therefore she feels that it is necessary for Bassanio to lead a righteous life, an upright life, because he is really blessed to have a wife like Portia. And to get a wife like Portia means to get the heavenly bliss or the joy of heaven here on this earth itself. And if on earth he do not mean it, then in reason he should never come to heaven. So if Bassanio is not able to enjoy that happiness here on the earth, if he is not able to prove himself to be trustworthy to his wife, then it is reasonable that he should never get that heavenly bliss in his life. And then she says that why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia won, there must be something else pawned with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow. So here she means to say that the entire world does not have any other woman equal to Portia. So Portia is matchless. And to prove this viewpoint, she gives the example that if two heavenly gods happen to play some game of skill or some heavenly match between each other, and in that match they put two earthly women as the wager, and if Portia is placed on one side, there must be something of additional value placed with the other woman on the other side, because in this world there is no other lady who can be compared with Portia. So she is beautiful, she is extremely virtuous, she is matchless. Then Lorenzo, even such a husband hast thou of me, as she is for a wife. So Lorenzo takes the occasion to praise himself. So he says that even Jessica is blessed to have a husband like Lorenzo, just like Bassanio is blessed to have a wife like Portia. Then Jessica says, nay, but asks my opinion too of that. That why are you saying that? Jessica says that you should take my opinion also for that, whether how good a husband Lorenzo is. So this is just a romantic conversation taking place between the husband and the wife. I will end, and first let us go to dinner. Okay, Lorenzo says that he would soon describe it, and first they should go for dinner. Jessica, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach. Okay, she says that let me praise you, let me talk about you when she has an inclination to do so, desire to do so. Or stomach, another meaning is appetite. Lorenzo, no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk, then howsoever thou speakest, among other things I shall digest it. Lorenzo says, no, keep that praise for the table talk, and when they have their dinner, they can talk about it. Jessica can praise Lorenzo, and then no matter what Jessica speaks, it will be easy for Lorenzo to digest her words along with his food. And then Jessica, both of them exit for the dinner. Okay. So this with this we come to the end of Act 3, Scene 5. In fact, this was the last scene of Act 3, and then we'll give a gap to Merchant of Venice, and after completing some short story and poem, we will come back to Merchant of Venice again. So thank you for watching and stay blessed.